Carpe diem. Is that a thing? That sounds like a fish.
Carpe, so it's a Friday, and carpe diem means like, I feel like it's just
seize the moment.
Seize the moment.
Live the day.
Joie de vie. Yada yada. No, we were saying like, if we were single, what would happen? But I have to tell you, like, if I were to go back to being single now,
no, not go back. Oh, like if not, like don't go back in age. Just like if you were to become
so if
single.
I was to become single,
okay.
Like I wouldn't go on any sober dates.
I didn't think you would.
Thank you.
I'm just saying I think you would be much more. I think you would be much more
good rendezvous.
I think you would seize the moment.
Yeah.
I think you would try every app.
Oh God. I mean, I guess.
I think you would.
I think I prefer just like picking up guys at bars, but we could try.
I feel like you would be more open-minded than I would be. I feel like you would be more like curious because you're so curious by that world, like to begin with.
I don't know though if I could like, you have to go, if you go on apps, you start to talk to them, right?
I mean, there are ones you don't have to, Natalie.
And no talking, just meet up. But I don't.
DTF, baby, DTF.
I know, but it's like I need to see them move. Like I can't just be like, oh, there's a picture of a guy.
I think if you're at a bar.
Yeah, at a bar.
I'm saying, like, I think if you like are like you're like DTF and you go to a bar and then you like,
I don't think that quite suits. It would have to be I'm at a bar, I see him from afar, then DTF. Not I see a picture.
Okay, so we're not talking. You can't. Yeah. Okay. So
like I can't get it in my head before.
I think you would start talking before, and then you'd.
But it's very dangerous.
Talking
I know. And then imagining. I mean, I've watched too many dating shows. Like people that do like Love Is Blind. I don't know. Because my imagination is too sharp.
I was watching Love Is Blind. I know you watch it too with Chloe. And we had to fast forward to almost the last episode because she's like, oh, the talking is so boring. Like, I just want to see who hooks up and who gets married. She likes the end to see like the end result.
Yeah.
And we only watched.
I also want to say on that show, like I watched one season and I kind of watched, but I haven't been like as committed as I am to this one. So many people just get cut out of the edits and they go and they do that whole show and you never see them in the pod. You never see them talk. You can see them in the background, but they completely get edited from the show.
Okay, so that was confusing too because I'm like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
But we watched the one couple where it was like Peter, I want to say, who was kind of a jerk in the beginning, and then he like got a girlfriend and she's kind of cute. And
Tell me more. Do you mean Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Well, I don't know what happens, but I know when they meet, they're so awkward. And Chloe's like, oh my God. And then they have to say bye to each other. And I'm like, I guess you need to, talking is not, because I think
not enough.
Their problem is you create something in your head.
Exactly.
And then you see each other and you should almost undercreate rather than overcreate because they actually look like a couple. I don't know what happens
They
after.
actually looked exactly like they should be together.
But I think I'm assuming him in his head, he had something different.
I don't actually think he ever said anything about physically being not what he wanted. I think he's just awkward.
Oh, he was so awkward. I was like, you couldn't even look at her. And when they were holding hands, I was like, he's like, so. No, and Chloe was like, oh my God.
They're also all over the internet because like they are the couple that is like the one to talk about.
Oh, so something happens.
She literally is like every friend you've ever had, every cousin you've ever had, every sister you've ever had. She is totally normal.
Okay.
And he on book is very normal, but he's a pure Chad. Like very
entitled.
Very confused between his feelings, his brain, and the influences of his life, like friends and all of that and his family that like they're so in his head. He hasn't become a man.
Get rid of him.
Oh God, it is just
so they go on a date. They go on the vacation together.
Oh,
so I have to go watch the vacation.
And we go, and now we're meeting family. Well,
okay, I'll fast forward.
It's just you want to punch Dave in the face.
Yeah,
and Dave is also like aesthetically, like even though he becomes, you find out more about how he's not a real man. His attractiveness to me doesn't go down. He actually is looking, if not cuter, as I get to know him, even though his personality is shrinking.
Yeah. Okay, here's what's
That's the kind of guy I might meet at a bar and just DTF and then never talk to.
so here's what's because he could probably imposter, is that the word? He could probably imposter himself for enough time for you to like do that and then move on, because he's probably fine for like a quickie.
Yeah, and he's got a good body.
Okay, well there we go. But I started also watching The Bachelor that Grant was on. Sorry, The Bachelorette that Grant was on to see how far he got.
Yeah,
we're so into The Bachelor.
Yeah, we're into
right
The
now.
Bachelor, guys.
However, when we started watching The Bachelorette, the lead guy who ends up getting picked, because I had to Google it, everyone hates. Everyone has a problem with. And she's obviously so attracted to the one who everyone has a problem with. No.
Oh.
No, he's just a shit disturber. But she obviously doesn't have the self-worth to like figure it out and thinks she's being, and I haven't watched the whole thing, but in my brain, I can see that she's probably because he's such a jerk to everybody and everyone hates him, but he's choosing her. In her mind, she is probably like, but he likes me and no one else likes him. Something weird. I mean, I'm just making.
I mean, it definitely happens a lot on The Bachelor. Like The Bachelor will go for like the girl that everyone hates, but she's just like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to fall in love. I'm here for him. So my priority is him. So if not, she's choosing you. Like it basically, you're basically saying that you guys aren't that into him.
So it's kind of like the red flags of relationships, because he is, the way he talks, Dave, in the beginning is such a red flag for like so many things.
So what's wrong with you is his first question.
I'm like, oh, you're so insecure. And I don't know how people can't see it. It's like their own insecurities make them fall for the insecurity. And when I was watching The Bachelorette and I was watching her and watching this, and all the guys hate him. All of them. And I'm like, and I know that's the one she chooses. I was just like, it is so mind blowing to me that people can do that and then gaslight other people. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I thought, I don't know how you teach that. Like, I don't know how you teach the relationships, like how to see through the trees of the bush. Like, how do you see through the bush? Because the bush can be very bushy. And you could come from a totally normal family. How do you teach your children to not get catfished by someone they think they love?
And that, like, not only can that happen on a very like high level, the catfishing shit is real. And like,
and I don't mean just like
No.
they're totally different people.
No.
I mean they present as something when you meet them, and they're all this, and then it begins to kind of like, because everyone does change after you meet them. They're not their best best selves,
of course.
but how do you keep the standard of who's listening right now? But I mean, how many of you know someone who is with somebody who you know they could be with someone better? How many of you know they're either settling?
Sorry, when we say better, we mean like, let's say the person that you think isn't like as good as them, that person would be great for someone else. We mean like,
I actually am thinking of one person, and I don't think so. Well, I don't think he would be. You know who I'm talking about too.
But maybe if he's with someone who's kind of like,
and I'm not
actually
talking
a
about
score.
I'm not talking about looks.
No.
I am not at all about looks. I am fully talking about when you met them, they were so like such a good catch, and then the cracks began to show over time. And I mean, just kind of, like maybe a little bit mean, like just sort of, you're like, you two are not really a match, and you're holding on to something I think you thought they were, and you started a whole family with them, and now you're so deep in with them,
right?
But they're not that person, and we're all watching this so confused.
So I think that the lesson in this situation, one of the lessons I'd say is that you have to go as like a backdrop, like a backup. Nothing wrong with divorce.
Yeah.
Like if you end up with somebody because you fell in love with the person that you thought that they were, and you hoped they would be, not to worry, you do not need to be stuck for life. Now, hopefully we can teach our kids to see that and not even get there. But if for some reason that happens, which it does, because people get to a certain age, and I've had my kids say to me before, like, oh, like, why did they get married? Like, why'd she marry him? Whatever. I'm like, there is a time and hopefully this will change a little bit, where people get to a certain age and the person they end up dating just happens to be the one that's time to get married, you can only hope that your kid had enough experience that when they got there, the reason they wanted it to be them was because they learned so much about people and what they want and need. But if they haven't learned that and they just do it because of the age they're at, that happens too. Like I would say that when I met Mark, I had dated so many people that when I met him, there was things that I saw in him was like, yes, I've done my research. This is a good choice.
Well, the shitty thing is you can't even do that research unless it's your second marriage. For a lot of it, because
you can do some of the research.
Yes, but you don't know what they're going to be like. No, you don't know what they're going to be like in terms of like with a family of say 6 in a situation where someone's sick, like someone's barfing, like how do I put this? It's like I remember watching someone, and I won't say who, but I remember watching them, not knowing either one of them quite well, and I could knowing like the roots of where they come from and who they are, and I was watching them, and I can see her going through the demands of taking care of the child and kind of like looking for reassurance and kind of frustrated that she's sort of alone, and she's like, like baby's still crying, but like no emotional, no physical, no support from her partner or the dad of the baby. And I could see she was swimming upstream. And I thought to myself, you made your life so difficult. And I'm not sure why you chose this person. Like, I'm not sure what he's.
But you're right. In that moment, you couldn't have done research to see that.
No, but I could see her struggling. Like inside I could, and she just, I think one of us was like, you know what? Like, why don't you just go home? Like, you're ready to go and you need someone to support you in this, because you don't want to be the one to be like, I need to go because this crying is really getting to me. Be like, we get it, go. Like, you're going to be happier. This is not a happy place for you with your baby screaming in a strange room right now, trying to go to sleep. And I just thought to myself, I was like, how did that happen? It was a pivotal moment in my life when I saw someone who I thought would make such good decisions and who I thought has so much to offer.
And I actually think that happens more
I know.
than,
But do they know? Do people in this listening to this right now be like, I married someone and I could have gotten more?
I think maybe sometimes yes, and then they know what they need to do. But sometimes you really push down the conversation because you're like, that was such a huge decision. I don't want to admit that I made the wrong one. So I'm just going to push through.
So I'm just going to
So many people stay married
for life.
Just
push through for life.
I mean, I'm hoping in the situations where people are still young, that like if they feel like they need their partner because their babies are young and they like, not that they maybe be getting the help, but that eventually they'll realize that they deserve something better and different in their life.
You know, my daughter taught me something so profound. Not really, but she taught me that in like a friendship or a relationship, she was like, you know, in the court of law, if you looked at what was going on, there's no evidence. You can't be like, oh, this person's right, this person's wrong. She's like, but the demeanor and the attitude that you can't, like, they're saying everything right, but they're not doing what they're saying. So let's just say, I'm like, yeah, I'm so happy to be here, but I'm not showing you. There's an energy between us that's like super negative. I see that in a lot of relationships and marriages where I see like it's like we have to be together. You're really more annoying to me than helpful to me. And then you live with them forever and you do that. And you've been doing that for years, and you know you're doing that, and you know we can all see it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, do you like that person? Do you like them?
I don't. I think a lot of people just continue to just turn a blind eye because it feels easier and it's too expensive. A lot of people say they stay married because it's too expensive.
Ugh. I'm thinking of how many of us know like really great couples. We're like, oh my God, that is a really inspirational, great, like Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, they seem good. Who knows though? Who knows?
I know they
It
did.
would have to
They
be-
do have that wild
you-
son.
yeah,
like
you-
that is a tricky one that they did raise.
And you actually can't say unless you really
I
know
know.
the couple personally, because you can't believe what you see, and
Who-
you don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
I know.
Like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, they seem amazing.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Mhm.
They talk a
But-
lot.
Who knows? She also never married him.
I do feel like Donnie Wahlberg, and
Yeah.
I feel like and you know
Jenny
McCarthy.
Jenny
McCarthy.
Yeah.
I feel like because I feel like they've second relationship.
Mhm.
They have a sex room.
And I feel like it's like not even just a second. I think they've been like with multiple people. They have a sex room. Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Life is
Well,
long.
I feel like they would say like we're not doing well. Maybe Pink and her husband, they go out, they divorce and get back together. I feel like that they're very successful in divorcing and getting back
know.
together.
I
Like
know.
that is so
I can't believe they don't just move on.
No, I think they are in. I think they're in love with each other.
Wow.
But I think they're both so self-aware that it's just like we need a break, and I'm gonna take a break and date other people, and then. But really, we're destined to be together. But I know my shit so well that get your shit when you get your shit together. Come back because I have my shit together. But right now, you don't.
I feel like in that situation, I'd be like, I'm just gonna. Why don't we just go on? Let's go our separate ways. Try something else.
Oh, Gwyneth and Chris Martin have really nailed it. Like she did a whole birthday post to him, being like, "Thank you."
Oh, exes, yeah.
They're like, I feel like holy.
And she doesn't
shit.
even live in her house with her husband, right?
No, I don't even know what that
She's
one's.
she seems to have it figured out. She's got her like best friend is her ex. She doesn't live in the same house as her husband.
They all go to dinner and shit together.
yeah.
That's fucking. They like. She's like.
She's got inner clarity.
I wonder what she takes to get that.
I think her parents were really wise. I think she grew up in Hollywood, but wasn't like, you know, I saw her say something once how there was a moment where she was getting a little bit more popular and famous, and her dad was like,
Sit down.
slow your fucking roll.
Okay.
You know, like don't behave that way. And she was like, shit, wow, I got caught up there. She's like, it was hard not to. You know,
Yeah.
you're the like you're in all these movies, you're fucking dating Brad Pitt, or did she marry him? Or what?
No,
like,
I don't
whatever.
know.
And so you lose sense of reality. And she's like, my parents brought me back. And I was also thinking about other celebrities, how like, you know, some of them grow up in Hollywood and they become such shit shows. And then you have Drew Barrymore and Kate Hudson, and they grew up in the world and they seem so normal.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah, like if you're watching like their Insta stories, like just being themselves.
I mean, they've been through a lot of shit to get to normal.
yeah, I know.
I mean,
but-
Kate's like. I mean, like she's doing great, but I mean, I think she has 4 children with 4 dads,
Yeah.
and it's like totally. It's.
I find her actually so normal.
I find it normal, but most of us wouldn't be able to go through 4
No.
baby and come out rich.
no.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
realistically, we couldn't
Yeah.
be like, and another one. Like
Mhm.
and if you can, amazing. But most people just financially,
Mhm.
you can't because
Mhm.
she is financially
She can
so stable. She's like, we're not. This isn't a fit. But like you said, most of us are kind of have to make decisions for a whole group of people, not
Mhm.
just for like my own whim. Not
Yeah.
my like I'm gonna go do this. Oh, Hillary Duff. She seems that seems very
very
normal.
normal. Wow. Which makes you think. So this is what I was wondering when I was seeing these, like, you know, there's like Amanda Bynes, and then obviously What's Or Not is back to good, but Lindsay Lohan, you know, I can go on and on, all the people who seem to have like a crazy life growing up
Oh yeah.
in Hollywood. How do people stay kind of normal? Like, how does Hillary Duff stay kind of normal? Like,
Has 4 children with a guy who's I feel like she stays out of the limelight.
I guess it's the question is, does it have something to do with their parents and the way they're raised and the actual not the morals but the
Values.
like the values. It does that really matter no matter how you grow up?
Natalie, honest to God, the more I age and the more I get older and the more I watch our children grow up and become people, and then the more I'm like, this is so fucked up. You have like people that all these people live in one house, and like, of course it's a shit show when just the whole parenting's so fucking weird. Okay. Marriage is so fucking weird. The whole thing is so weird when you really break it down, that you just like grow up, move in with someone, make people, like actually make more people
With strangers.
who are gonna go make Well, they are strangers.
They are strangers.
And then go make more people. They're going to go fornicate with people. They're going to go fornicate all kinds, with people and do it again and again. The whole thing is so weird.
And the fact that they like
grow hair.
When they started this, they were like, this is the way it's going to go. And we've been just following the pattern this whole time.
And then they grow up a bit and then you're like, oh my God, you're a person. Like, whoa, you're like in puberty and you have friends that I don't know. Whoa,
I married someone from another country.
You did marry someone from another country and you don't, you know their family, but I mean, you've never lived with them. So you don't really know the family.
No.
You never know.
No.
And then you don't know what he grew up like.
Right.
Like you actually never saw it. You don't know.
No.
It's like you did some research on who they were, they are, not who they were.
Yeah.
They could have been, I mean, you never know.
You don't know.
No.
All you know is like the house you grew up in. And then your like best friend that you spent all your time at their house. I had a really fucked up one. So did you.
I feel like, you know how in Canada we watch hockey tapes. So they watch so much tapes from like games and they research the games and they look at the teams they're going to. So they go and do like, I don't know what it's called, tapes or they go do video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why we don't pull video from our partners' childhoods for life. Like there should be archives so we can go back and watch how they were raised.
It would have to be behind the scenes because otherwise it would just be the highlight reel.
I feel like there should be. I feel like there
like
should be.
Like the Ruby.
There should be questions, okay? There should be questions you ask before you get married. Not just like what are you gonna be like? What was it like? Tell me.
What did it feel like in your house?
Yeah.
What was the energy like?
What happened?
What happened on a Saturday when you woke up?
Yeah. A Sunday dinners. What would you eat?
Yeah.
Did you eat the same thing every Sunday?
Did you, when you guys sat at the table, was there like, were you guys laughing?
Were you laughing?
Did you talk? Who talked the most?
Did you have TV dinners? And did you pull them out of the freezer and have the tables that you brought up and had TV?
Did you have TV dinners?
I loved a TV
Frozen?
dinner. Swanson.
Swanson. And what kind was it?
Just like the mashed potatoes.
Sounds delicious.
It was so fun.
Did you actually have the little tables?
Yeah, of course my mom had those little tables. You crazy? I loved them. But I would. What were your gifts? How many gifts did you get at the holidays? What kind of cake did you eat? Did you eat the same cake?
How did your parents show each other they loved each other?
Did they sleep in the same room? Did they sleep in the same bed? Did they wake up and say good morning? When you walked in the morning, when you walked in the door, did they smile and hug you? When did they stop hugging you? When did they stop saying I love you? Want me to go on?
Oh my gosh, it would be so fun if we could just ask everything. What did your house smell like?
Exactly. Who did the laundry? Do you know who did the laundry?
I want to know something weird.
You don't know who did the laundry?
Oh yeah, I know who did the laundry.
Okay, yeah.
Of course I do. The house is really clean. Everything is clean. Everything is pristine, right? When I go to visit the house for the first time.
Oh, you're talking about your, okay. Your husband's. I like that we're not saying it. The house.
The house. One man I visited his home.
Okay. Some strange man.
Everything's clean. Everything's like, normal, aesthetically normal. The smell of the towels. No. You know when a towel stays in the dryer too long?
Yeah.
Fully folded, everything right, totally clean.
Every time.
But it smelled.
Every time or just the first time?
Every time. I don't understand. The sheets don't smell like that. I don't understand. What's different?
You
need to investigate.
Go wash them when you're there.
And see if they still smell like that?
Yeah. And then throw them out.
And like laundry is done abundantly when I'm there. And everything smells perfect.
So go do it. Go wash a bunch of towels. Go do them.
I should see if they still are. I mean, that was at the house. I don't know.
Funny you say I've got towels in my dryer. I'm in my washing machine right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are dating
what
someone,
I didn't understand was why they didn't smell it.
Must have been for life.
Like that's what they thought towels smelled like.
I don't know. That is a very interesting. Unless they don't wash them.
They did. They do. I see them go in and out of the wash. I always did.
We're gonna have to go try that.
Because if I had a towel that happened to like be like smell like that and it was like stain smelled like that, I'd put it in the garbage.
Yeah, I know. So would I.
I don't like that smell.
Me neither.
Because it actually goes on your body.
Oh, I know. You can smell it.
I know.
Well, that's good. Let's investigate that.
And I said it once. I was like, I swear.
You know what I found shocking?
What?
Was I find when pantries are very organized.
Yes. That's weird.
Yes.
I'm so jealous.
Well, I can't believe that. How do you have, or how does anyone have an organized like shelves? Like, I'm sorry, your shelves are organized,
I
and
know.
like and if your fitted sheets with the curves are folded, that's weird. How do you do that? I don't like every time.
I have tried.
I feel like that's a person. I feel like you should really look into that because I'm not
So
sure.
is that something that we should avoid? Is that a red flag?
For me, a little bit. Because I am not a proper folded fit. Like it is not.
I'm just like,
and it's folded, but it's not
No.
like the fold. So I think that if you're looking for compatibility, look at how their in-laws fold the sheets, because I'm telling you, I mean,
my in-laws fold them really well.
yeah, me too.
But so does my mom.
What?
My mom is a laundry queen.
Oh, so we didn't.
I think she did it as a hobby every single day.
The apples fell, like the tree, that thing, it fell very far from the tree. Fucking throwing is what you're telling me.
And yours fell from the tree.
Oh, mine didn't even fall from mine. Fucking grew on another tree and then. No, my mom, are you crazy? Actually, it actually is the tree. I am the tree. My mom, no. My mom's cupboards and.
So, okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But actually, my brothers are quite meticulous.
Because I also think, like, with a pantry, like, there are so many hands going in and out of that pantry, and we're often in a rush. Stick it where there's a hole.
I can't even believe that people have clean shelves and pantries. I feel
and
like
when I do it, I'm like, okay, now everything has a place.
Oh,
2 days.
2 days. And then my husband's like, it's not that hard. I'm like, I don't know why it is, but it is.
Yeah.
He doesn't think it's hard.
Because you know what I find hard about the pantry is, when you open the thing, to actually put it back in the next place, you have to open the thing and pull out the thing. I just like to shove, like, that's too many steps. I just like to open it and shove. Because if you open and pull the drawer out, then you could put everything where it belongs.
I know.
And then put it back. That's a lot of steps.
That shit that breaks people up, though.
Ooh.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That those little that shit is the ones that drive the ones who have the clean pantry.
Mm.
Like, if you want a clean pantry, you have to be the pantry owner. But because I'm the pantry owner.
Yeah.
And if you like it clean, then you're going to have to stay home and clean it, because
I agree.
If you don't have time, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Because it's not in my brain scope.
And it's also not like, of course we'd love them to be organized, but it's not our passion for it to be that way.
It actually doesn't work in my brain.
My fridge too.
Oh, fuck no. Oh my God. I opened a fridge the other day and I was like this, what the hell? Do you eat? And it's just fruits and vegetables. I'm like, sorry, where is the red dye?
And also, where is the like
Orange
1/4
juice.
of like a spaghetti sauce from 2 months ago?
Oh, and then there's another open one,
a
quarter
one,
yeah.
and like so many jellies and jams and pickles and
I agree.
gherkins and oh my gosh, no, I know that we joke because Taylor's boyfriend's house apparently is quite meticulous. So when Taylor opens up the fridge of the pantry and he like is in there, Taylor just laughs her head off because she's like,
okay,
what would you do if your mother saw this?
That some people who have 2 children.
Yeah, that could be easier.
If you have 4 people in your household and you are the owner and the cleaner of your pantry and of your shit, very easy.
Yeah.
Our husbands would love an organized and clean pantry. It's never going to happen. And I just think that they need to stop thinking it's going to. It's not. It's not. You're never, if you live with me and I'm the one home, shit's never going to be.
Broken pieces of spaghetti on the bottom.
Oh, for fuck sure, yeah.
Fuck sure,
oh,
yeah.
And like half, like.
Fuck sure, yeah. Fuck sure, yeah. Fucking right. What else? Yes. Sometimes there's like a candy stuck at the bottom and you see it every day, but you don't move it.
The relationship deal breaker?
Yeah.
This puts him right over the fucking edge, okay? If there's like 6 cookies left.
Yes.
And then there's another bag open.
Yeah.
Like brand new. But there's another bag open. I'll have like 3 rice cracker things open. They go stale.
Yeah.
Because the kids.
Yeah. But you don't throw them out when you find the stale one. You just go to the next box.
That's what my kids do.
Yeah.
I know. It's my kids. And he's like, oh, like I can see, depending on the morning, I'm like, oh shit, he found the rice crackers. And my kids are notorious. For putting empty boxes back, like leaving the empty boxes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the thing,
and you do know that, like, if you just take the things out of the boxes, how much more space you have. Like, if you were to take the rice crackers, and then if you imagine a little clip on there to keep them fresh.
No, fuck no,
no,
fuck sure, yeah, and then
fuck sure, yeah. A shriveled up little pepper in the drawer of your fridge. What would life be without that little slimy thing?
If I had known what his cupboards were like when he was young, I would have had could have had a easy conversation. I would have put it in my vows. My cupboards are a mess.
Yeah.
What are yours like? Meticulous? Are you willing?
Yeah. Are you going to be okay with this?
Are you, if you say yes, forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
because that's what they say in the vows.
Yeah.
I'm going to add that to my vows.
Yeah. Let's just say a couple more. Let's just say a couple more things that we do that really. So every day I will load the dishwasher.
Oh, wrong.
Without fail. The first thing he comes to when he comes,
me too.
opens the dishwasher, and I can hear him redoing it. And he goes to me. That's just not how you load a dishwasher. I go, do you think that when you're not around or before I lived with you, I never loaded a dishwasher?
Doesn't matter. It's wrong.
But like, I survived.
I know.
Without the dishwasher
I know.
this.
But they just can't get over that it's done so wrong. Oh, also.
Oh, I got know. Yeah.
Me too. I leave food in the sink. Like, he's like, I know everything you guys have eaten today because I don't clean the sink.
You don't rinse the sink?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'll do it at the end of the day. Like, come on. There's food going in. Do you want us to rinse the dishes, like, and put it in the dishwasher, or not rinse the dishes? What would you prefer? Because if we're going to rinse the dishes, you're going to have a messy sink. So we're potato here.
And by the way, I don't mind not rinsing the dishes and just running that shit twice. You know what I mean? You know, if I see a dirty, here's one. If you open the dishwasher after it's run, and let's say there's a bowl in there that still has like some spaghetti sauce on,
leave it in there.
You leave it in there and you run it again. I tell the kids, just leave it in there, run it again. Don't take it out and try and get it off.
I don't run it on its own.
No.
I'm not.
That'd be crazy. There's too many dishes for that. So two. Let's just off the top of my head, two. One is so let's say there's something like a old food container in the fridge and it's like got rice and stuff.
You throw it out.
So I put the whole thing in the garbage.
I know you do.
He wants me to put the food in the compost, the recycling in the recycling, and the garbage in the garbage. I understand the concept, and overall that's what we do. But if I just want to get rid of all that shit
because it's moldy.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing. If I open that, I'm gonna barf. Now we're gonna have to clean up barf.
Exactly.
If I see I can barf right now thinking about old moldy food.
Yeah.
Containers in kids' backpacks, garbage. Okay. This is the one that gets him that I'm like, I actually didn't realize until probably a year ago.
Oh. New revelation of red flags in marriage.
And also, I'm not the stupid one. I suppose he's not the stupid one either. But what a stupid thing to care about is what I mean. Okay. So I make the pasta, right? And I make the bolognese. So I have my noodles and I have my bolognese. I like to put all the pasta in with the bolognese.
Yes.
And serve it. And, you know, if there's leftovers, put that bolognese with the sauce in a container and someone can eat it later, which they never do. I'll just throw it in the garbage later. He's like, keep the pasta separate from the bolognese.
Then it gets hard.
So that if you don't finish the bolognese, you can put the bolognese back in a jar and eat it later.
Well, he should do that because that's
he
smart.
does. But then I find these jars of bolognese.
Well, that's
and
dumb.
I'm like, when is this from? I'm not going to taste it to see if it still tastes good.
Well, he needs to take that jar and remake the pasta. You two have not got the same.
Well, I'm never ever going to use that jar of used spaghetti sauce. So I don't know when it got there.
Then he needs to make sloppy joe the next day with it.
Guess what I made last night?
Sloppy joes.
Sloppy joes on English muffins.
Yep. He needs to make a sloppy joe with some toasted cheese on top.
Oh, exactly is what I did.
That's what he needs to have.
I said, the kid said, it's like, oh, this is going to go. My mom made this for me all the time. And also with tuna melts. Tuna with cheese. Oh, I don't eat tuna now, but back in the day, I loved a tuna melt.
Yeah, me too. But
oh, God, no. Oh. My kids are like, people eat tuna from cans. I'm like, most people do. Not us.
So yeah, there we go.
I mean, I have a million more. Those were off the top of my head.
I just think in relationships, we don't dig deep enough. We really take them for who they are.
If we dug deep enough, the question is, would anyone ever get married?
I think it would be a happier marriage. Why do I have to be dealing with the fucking dishwasher 15 years later? Sorry, 20 years later. You know this is how I do it. Who's changing here? Are you changing or am I changing? Let's just call a truce. You know what? We should make a truce. A truce? Truce? Is that the word? A truce sheet.
I actually feel like he has truced with the dishwasher. But I think it's stupid every time. I mean, it's fine. We're not arguing about it.
You haven't talked about it recently.
We never talk about the dishwasher. But every time
you call the truce.
Every time I hear him doing it, I think you
know what you say?
Could be using your time better.
You say, thank you for the truce. I'm so glad we succumbed to that. I will never do the dishwasher the way you want me to do it.
But I will truce, and I do truce. I don't talk about it, but in my head, I think.
Well, you've truced.
There is better use of time.
Yeah, I know, but that's not your issue.
Not my issue.
It's his life, not yours. If you want to watch him, if he wants to do it, as long as he doesn't do it too loud.
I can hear it from my bedroom.
If he does it too loud, then that's not a truce. He's got
to
whistle while he does it and be like, I love doing the dishwasher.
My favorite thing to do is redo the dishwasher.
When he sees that dishwasher, if you died, he'd be sad that he had a clean dishwasher. Yeah. Tell him that.
I actually feel like he'll be like, woof, life's a lot easier now that she's gone.
Put a note on the top rack. Thank God I'm still alive and you can redo the dishwasher. Because if I was dead, you would miss this. It's a little note.
Also feel like to myself, like, get yourself a life if you think this is actually important.
Natalie.
You know, like,
Oh, relationship.
do you think that I'd never have clean dishes if you moved out? Did you think that we would eat
just
on
throw
dirty
them
dishes?
out?
They'd get clean. Haven't you seen the commercials? You don't even need to rinse.
I know. Really, I can't believe we haven't done a dishwasher commercial. I feel like we would be the prime. You know what? If there's a dishwasher out there that has people who do it like raccoons, call us. Like we would be, if your dishwasher can clean like a raccoon has loaded it.
Or
a rabid raccoon.
A rabid cat nat.
AKA cat nat.
And that shit still gets clean?
Then
everyone's buying that dishwasher.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, and also, you won't need your husband anymore.
I'll tell my husband, watch this.
You've been replaced.
I got a commercial for the fucking dishwasher.
Oh my God, that'd be good. And
I know.
we'd be like, you've been replaced. Goodbye.
That would be the
and
commercial.
then it would be like a little love affair with the dishwasher.
Guess what? I didn't need you anyways. And then we'd close the thing. But their faces would be on the front.
Yes.
We'd wrap it.
Yes. I love that.
By the way,
Yeah.
I don't care about the dishwasher either.
I don't care either.
I was like, I don't go
I
crazy.
don't care.
Redo it. But I don't like when you say the dishes.
They can't. If you put it like this, it can never get clean. By the way,
I don't
he
care.
said that to me a million times and showed me. I still don't know what he means. He's like, if you put it, I don't know what he means. I don't know what the thing that blocks the dishes
and that
is.
stupid top shelf where things go. I'm like, what is that thing?
Oh, my God.
Really, the
I
top
know.
above the top.
I know.
What is that
I
for?
don't know. I mean, and everyone who undoes the dishwasher never remembers to undo that.
I know.
I know.
God. Okay. Thanks for listening.